Bienvenidos a la unidad ocho. All right, welcome to the last chapter. I'm sorry, the last unit. And the last chapter, I suppose, too. And we're saving the best for last. Are you excited about that? It's a little hard, but this is the past subjunctive or the imperfect subjunctive. All right? And this is kind of the big one here, and you're going to do just great. I can teach this. It's not that bad, but it's a little different. So, and it's exactly what it sounds like, the past subjunctive. Actually, in the book, it calls it the imperfect subjunctive, but I like to think of it as the past subjunctive, and that's the way it was taught to me. And some books teach it that way, as the past subjunctive. And it's exactly the way it sounds. So if you're talking about the subjunctive in the past, well, you have to use a different kind of subjunctive. So again, the regular subjunctive might be something like, yo dudo que ella trabaje mucho. Okay, I doubt that she works a lot. That would be the use of the subjunctive, the present tense subjunctive. If we want to do it in the past, okay, we would say dudaba que ella trabajara mucho. Okay, and so that would be the past tense of that. So first of all, how do you conjugate that past tense? How do you conjugate that past subjunctive? So we'll look at three steps. And first of all, go to page 364 with me. And I want you to go to that first bullet point. It's about halfway down on that blue sheet on page 364. To form the imperfect subjunctive, take the ustedes, ellos, and ellas form of the preterite and replace the ending ron with the imperfect subjunctive endings. So you're going to go to the preterite tense, all right? So if it's like hablar, you'd say hablé, hablaste, habló, hablamos, hablaron. So we go to that hablaron, okay? We go to that preterite in the ellos form, hablaron, and we take off the ron, hablar, okay? And then we take off the ron, and then we add on these endings. Ara, aras, ara, aramos, aran. For er, ir, iera, ieras, iera, ieramos, ieran. Alright? So, not incredibly difficult. Okay? We use them to show, and then let's just read the first paragraph together. Talk about when we would use this. Again, we use it in the past. You know that you use subjunctive to persuade someone else to do something, or to express emotions about a situation, and to express doubt and uncertainty. If the main verb is used in the present tense, use the present subjunctive. If the main verb is used in the preterite or imperfect, use the imperfect subjunctive. All right? So, we're looking at those two sentences. Los indígenas dudan que los europeos aprendan su idioma. So the indigenous doubt that the Europeans can learn their language. All right. Los indígenas dudaban que los europeos aprendieran su lengua. So in the second sentence, the indigenous people doubted that the Europeans could learn their language. All right. That's the imperfect subjunctive. And you're going to be working with that today. Okay, so please read over that again, do the exercises, and email me or call me for any questions you have on that. But before we end, go to where it says C on page 367. Oh, and there's a great picture below that of ballet folklorico, typical dance of almost every nation in Central South America and North America being Mexico. Mexico is considered North America. Ballet folklorico, every country and almost every region has their own typical dances that have been around for hundreds of years. Very, very cool. So go to that, the blue area on page 367. Now there are C clauses here. So if there's a C in the sentence, so C means if in this case, we're going to use that. Imperfect subjunctive. All right. Si tuviera tiempo, if I had time, if I were to have time. Okay. And then we're going to use a conditional clause. Okay. So in these sentences, whenever you see a C, you're going to put your imperfect subjunctive after it. Okay? And then for the next clause, you're going to put a conditional. And these are things like, if I had time, I could have done this. All right? If I were rich, I could be that. That's what we're doing here. So I don't want you to make it too complicated right now. I want you to remember, if there's a C clause in it, we're going to put our imperfect subjunctive there. All right? Si fuera rico, if I were rich. And then what would you do? That's our conditional clause. Si fuera rico, if I were rich, yo compraría un reloj nuevo. Okay? Although I like this watch, I could buy a new one. All right? Or I would buy a new one. Got it? All right. Get back to me with any questions, and hope you enjoyed this course. It was my pleasure to be your teacher, and so good to have you with us. Thank you.